Hello, and welcome to the Math 0361 Test 1 review. First of all, for all the students listening out there, welcome back. I hope this has been a good semester to start off for you so far. I hope you enjoyed your break. And let's get off to a good start this year by getting an A on the exam. Believe me, that will help you a lot. Anyway, question number 1. We have 5, then brackets, 5 plus 5, parentheses, 7 minus 2. According to order of operations, what we will do is the parentheses first. That is, let's do 7 minus 2. Well, that's easy. That's 5. Let me bring everything else down. Now, still looking inside, I'm actually going to do the multiplication of this 5 with this 5 first. And 5 times 5 is 25. Everything else comes down. Okay, still working inside brackets, I will add 5 and 25. 5 plus 25 is 30. And the last step is to multiply this outside 5 with this 30. And 5 times 30 is 150. Question number 2. We have 3 plus 6, parentheses 8 minus 5, over 4 squared plus 2. First, let's deal with the top part first. Looking on top, I see parentheses. And inside parentheses is 8 minus 5. Let's do 8 minus 5, which would give us 3. Okay. Well, next, 6 and 3 may multiply with each other, which gives us 18. And then 3 and 18 may add together, which gives us 21. That's it with the top. Let's go to the bottom. One thing that catches my eye is there's a little 2. That is an exponent. 4 to the second power. Well, 4 to the second power is 16. Then we may add 16 to 2, which gives us 18. So as of right now, we have 21 over our 18 as our answer. However, we can simplify this. Notice something interesting about 21 and 18. You can divide both of those numbers by 3 evenly. 21 divided by 3 is 7. 18 divided by 3 is 6. So 7 over 6 is our answer. Number 3. We have x to the second power minus 5y plus x. And they said that x is equal to 20 and y is equal to 6. To handle a problem like this, let's replace all the x's with 20s and all the y's with 6. Up, I see an x. That will become 20. 20 to the second power minus 5 times 6 plus 20. First, let's deal with the exponents. 20 to the second power is 400. 5 times 6 is 30. And 20 is 20. Now we may subtract 400 minus 30, which is 370. And then finally, 370 plus 20 is 390. And that's our answer. Question 4. We have x over z plus 3y. And this time they told us that x is equal to 6, y is equal to 3, and z is equal to 2. let's replace x, y, and z with their respective numbers. So x is 6, z is 2, and y is 3. Well, 6 divided by 2 is 3. 3 times 3 is 9. And 3 and 9 may add together to give us 12, which is our answer. Number 5. Our question is m minus 7m plus 3m plus 5. Notice this first m doesn't have a number in front. If there's no number in front of a letter, then there's automatic 1 in front of it. And now to simplify, we are going to combine like terms. That is, we're going to add and subtract only the m's. First, 1 minus 7. 1 minus 7 is negative 6. Then likewise, negative 6 can add to 3. Negative 6 plus 3 is negative 3m. As for plus 5, it just comes down because it doesn't have an m. It may not combine. So we're stuck with that. Number 6. We have 4 parentheses x plus 2 minus parentheses 2x minus 7. The 4 here means we're going to multiply everything inside parentheses by 4. We will do 4 times x, which is 4x, and 4 times 2, which is 8. Now a minus outside parentheses changes the signs of everything inside. Watch this. 2x becomes negative 2x. Negative 7 now becomes positive 7. Once we get to this point, the last part is to combine x's with x's, numbers with numbers. 4x minus 2x. 4 minus 2 is 2, so that becomes 2x. And now 8 and 7. 8 plus 7 is 15. So our answer is 2x plus 15. Alright, for number 7, it says subtract 9x plus 10 from 6x minus 10. Alright, here's a key word. It's subtract. When you get a question like this on the test, what we're going to subtract is, it's going to be the second part first minus the first part. So we're going to do 6x minus 10 minus parentheses 9x plus 10. I put the second part, 9x plus 10, in parentheses because that is a reminder for me that the minus, we're going to subtract both the 9x and the 10. Here's what I mean. This minus will change 9x into negative 9x, and we'll change positive 10 into negative 10. Now we may subtract 6x and 9x. 6 minus 9 is negative 3x. And also we may do negative 10 and minus 10, which gives us negative 20. And that is our answer, negative 3x minus 20. Number 8. What we would like to do is translate from English to what I call math speak. Triple a number minus the sum of a number and 3. Let's go through this little by little. Triple a number. That means 3x. Minus means minus the sum. Whenever you see the word the sum, put parentheses. And inside parentheses, we're going to put in, well, whatever they want. Well, sum means add, so I'll put a plus sign in parentheses. But I need two things to add. Let's see what they are. Oh, a number, which is x, and 3, which is 3. So what we have is 3x minus parentheses x plus 3. Now the next step is we can simplify. Again, this negative can change the signs, so it becomes 3x minus x minus 3. Then like terms, 3x minus 1x is 2x. So 2x minus 3 is our answer. Next question. Number 9. We have x plus 2 equals 4. And we'd like to solve for x. That is, we want to find out what x really is. Well, here's what I like to do. I like to get x alone. And in order to get x alone, I like to do the opposite. I see add 2. What's the opposite of add? Subtract. So let me subtract 2 on both sides. X is still x. 2 minus 2 is 0, so that disappears. And 4 minus 2 is 2. And look at that. That is our answer. Number 10. We have negative 4, parentheses, x plus 2, plus 5x equals 12. First, let me multiply x and 2 by negative 4. Negative 4 times x is negative 4x. Negative 4 times 2 is negative 8. Right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to combine negative 4 and 5x because they're like terms. Negative 4 plus 5 is 1, so I'll just write x minus 8 equals 12. Finally, I'd like to get x alone. I see minus 8. So the opposite of subtract 8 is add 8. And when we do, we are left with x equals 20. That is our solution. Number 11. We have negative 9x equals 81. For those of you that don't know, whenever you have a number right next to a letter, in this case 9x, that means multiply. But to get x alone, we always do the opposite. So what's the opposite of multiply? Divide. Let's divide both sides by negative 9. Negative 9 divided by negative 9 is 1, so it crosses off, leaving x. And 81 divided by negative 9 is, well, negative 9. And that's it. Number 12. We have 3 over 7x equals negative 9. Alright, in my experience, I've worked here for about 2 years, I've noticed that most students do not like fractions. So here's my personal way to get rid of fractions. Notice in the bottom, I see 7. Well, one thing we can do is multiply everything top only by 7. Observe. Here's why I like this so much. On the left side, this 7 and this 7 will cross each other out, leaving 3x. On the right side, negative 9 times 7 is negative 63. Okay, 3x is the same as 3 times x. So to get x alone, let's do the opposite. That means we will divide by 3. And negative 63 divided by 3 is negative 21. That's our answer. Okay, number 13. We have 8y plus 3 times y minus 6 equals to 4 times y plus 1 minus 2. So there's a lot going on here. So let's start with the left side, namely this 3. This 3 may multiply to both the y and to the negative 6, which becomes plus 3y minus 18. Next, I see 8y and 3y. Those two terms may add together. And when they do, they become 11y minus 18. And that's about as far as I can take it for now. So let's go to the right side and see what we can do. 4 we can multiply to the y and to the 1. 4 times y is 4y. 4 times 1 is 4. Next, 4 and minus 2 may combine to give us 2. So as of right now, we have 11y minus 18 on the left side and 4y plus 2 on the right side. What I like to do for the next step is I like to get letters to the left and numbers to the right. 4y is on the right side. I want that to be on the left side. So what I will do is I will subtract 4y on both sides like so. 11 minus 4 is 7y minus 18 equals 2. The letters are on the left. Now I want the numbers on the right. So let's add 18 to both sides. So we have 7y equals to 20. And the last step in all of this is to divide both sides by 7. And our answer literally is 20 over 7. Lots of fractions. We have 2 over 5x plus 4 over 5 equals negative 4 over 5. Again, most students I encounter do not like fractions. So here's what I'm going to do. In the bottom, I see 5. Let's multiply everything on the top by 5. 5 will multiply to 2. 5 will multiply to 4. And 5 will multiply to negative 4. Watch what happens. For the first fraction, 5 and 5 will cross off, leaving 2x behind. For the second fraction, 5 and 5 also cross off, leaving plus 4 behind. And then 5 and 5 cross off, leaving negative 4 behind. And look at that. We don't have to deal with fractions anymore. Let me subtract 4 on both sides so I can get x alone. So 2x will equal to negative 8. And then finally, let's divide both sides by 2. So x would equal to negative 4. And that is our answer. Number 15. We have 0.7x minus 1.6 equals 0.5. Well, let's just add 1.6 to both sides. So we have 0.7x equals to 2.1. And then we'll divide by 0.7. And if we put that in the calculator, that will give us 3. Number 16. I see we have fractions again. 7 over 10x minus 1 over 5 equals 4. This time you notice there are two numbers in the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the biggest number on the bottom, 10, and multiply everything on top by 10. I will multiply 10 to the 7, 10 to the 1, and 10 to the 4. Watch what happens. For the first fraction, 10 and 10 will cross off, leaving 7x. On the second fraction, 5 and 10 cross off, leaving 2. But then 2 can multiply to 1 to give you 2. And then 4 times 10 is just 40. So now, no more fractions. It's just a regular algebra problem. I will add 2 to both sides. So 7x equals to 42. And then finally divide by 7. And 42 divided by 7 is 6. Alright, word problems. Everybody's favorite. 17. It says 3 times a number minus 6 is, or is equal to, 2 times a number plus 7. So let's see what it says. 3 times a number, that means 3x. Minus 6, well, means what it says, minus 6. Equal, or is equal to, that's equal. 2 times a number, okay, 2x. Plus 7 is, well, plus 7. So when it's left over, we have 3x minus 6 equals 2x plus 7. And let's get letters to the left, numbers to the right. I will subtract 2x on both sides to start off. So 3 minus 2 is 1x. Minus 6 equals 7. Then finally, I will add 6 to both sides. So we are left with x equals to 13. Alright, number 18. A 42-inch board is cut into 3 pieces. So the second piece is twice as long as the first, and the third piece is 4 times as long as the second. If x represents the length of the first piece, find the lengths of all 3 pieces. Alright, they said a lot so far. We have 3 pieces of wood. I'm going to call it first, second, third. And we know they add up to 42. I'm going to make a little chart. First, they told us it's x. The second piece, they didn't tell us anything. The only thing they told us that is twice as big as the first. So let me write 2x. The third piece, they didn't tell us exactly what it was. They just said it was 4 times longer than the first piece. So 4x. And look at that, we have an equation. Let's add up our terms. 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 plus 4 is 7, so 7x equals 42. Then we may divide by 7, and we get 6. So what does this mean? The first piece is 6 inches. The second piece is 12 inches, and the third piece is 24 inches. Done and done. Number 19. A 17-foot piece of string is cut into two pieces, so the longer piece is 5 feet shorter than twice the shorter piece. If the shorter piece is X, find the lengths of both pieces. So basically, we have short and long, and they have to add up to 17. All they told us about the shorter piece is it's just going to be X. Okay, short is X. Here's what they said about long. The long piece is, which means equals, 5 feet longer than twice the shorter piece. So it'll be 5 means longer means add, so it'll be 5 plus 2x. Alright, well, let's make that change. Okay, if I combine their like terms, 1x plus 2x is 3x, plus 5 is 17, and now it's just a regular algebra problem. I will subtract 5, so 3x is equal to 12, and then I will divide by 3, and we're left with x equals 4. So that means the short piece is equal to 4, and the long piece will be equal to 5 plus 2 times 4. 2 times 4 is 8, and 5 plus 8 is 13. And those are our answers. Number 20. The left and right page numbers of an open book are two consecutive integers whose sum is 455. Find the page. So we have the left and the right. I have no idea what the left is, so I'm just going to call that X. I have no idea what the right side page is, but since the keyword is consecutive, I know it has to be one more than the left side. So I'm going to write X plus 1, and that has to equal to 455. Hey, look at this. We have an equation. X plus X is 2X plus 1 equals 455. I will subtract 1. So 2X equals to 454. And then we will divide by 2. And 454 divided by 2 is 227. So that means the left side must be 227. And the right side has to be one more, 228. Well, that concludes the review for Test 1. I hope this has been beneficial for you. If you have any further questions, please stop by the Math Resource Center in room ESEE 1112. Otherwise, good luck on the exam, and I will see you again when you return for practice test number 2. Thanks and have a great day.